I just spent $6,000 on new wheels for my car, but I gotta build them myself. Today we're gonna talk about why three-piece wheels even exist, how to get a perfect fit on your car, and find out if building my own set of custom wheels the old school way is really worth it.
Tires look big, too big.
And if it's not, I'll delete the channel and buy a Tesla. Welcome to Donut. Piecing together individual parts to build a set of three-piece wheels used to be the go-to move if you wanted custom wheels on your car. Multi-piece wheels emerged during the 1960s and 70s in motorsport with weight savings and strength in mind. The wheel was divided into an inner barrel, an outer lip, and a center face. Now, if there's damage to one part of the wheel, it could easily be swapped out with some elbow grease and spare parts. Eventually, car enthusiasts like me, who weren't as concerned about performance in particular, sought out these wheels primarily for their looks and customizability. I like things that look good, and I like them to be specific.
Hell yeah.
Throughout the 90s and 2000s, in order to find multi-piece wheels that would fit your car, there was a good chance that you had to buy each piece separately based on the measurements of the wheel that you wanted. However, today, buying steezy three-piece wheels has never been more straightforward. Using technology, you just import your car's make and model, specify the wheel you want, and bing, bang, boom, you instantly find a set of wheels that fit perfectly every time. Now, unfortunately, that's not an option for me because I like old things. And my E30 that I'm buying these wheels for is a very old thing, and manufacturers don't make many wheels to fit old things. It's just not good for business. So if I'm gonna get a set of wheels that I really like that fit perfect, I'm gonna have to build them myself. But before I can do that, I need to figure out the exact wheel dimensions that I need. So let's get measuring. Full disclosure, I've never done this before. I've never done a lot of stuff in this room before. And while I think that building a set of custom vintage wheels is the coolest way to do it, there's a lot of math involved. There's a lot of opportunities to get this wrong. So let's measure. To do that, I've got my straight edge, tape measure, and digital calipers. Sounds like a jail. It's important to jack up your wheels so the suspension is loaded as if my car is sitting on the ground, because ideally, once there's wheels on the thing, that's where it's gonna spend most of its time. I'm gonna use my lug nuts to hold my straight edge in place so I have both hands free to do my sweet, sweet measures. Nice. First, I'll measure from the mating surface to the strut to get the back spacing, the mating surface to the fender to get the front spacing, the outer diameter of the brake caliper, the hub diameter, note the bolt pattern, 4x1 honey, the extrusion of the caliper compared to the mating surface, and the hub length. Just to have more information to work with, I'm gonna measure my current wheel's offset as well. The offset is just the distance between the center line of the wheel and the mating surface where it bolts up to the car. Now that I got all my measurements, I need to think about how I actually want the wheels to look before I can lock in the exact sizing. The fun part, where I get to talk about aesthetics. The way that your wheels fit inside of your fender is really personal preference. Some people like it to poke out past the fender. Some people like it really tucked. I want it to be as flush as possible, meaning I want it to line up as closely to the fender as I can get. I could fit a way wider wheel if I wanted to stretch my tires like crazy, but I drive this car every day, so I want a little bit of meat on there to suck up some of the bumps. Could go much more aggressive, but then I get into hot boy territory. It's a fine dance between dorky and hot boy. I want to sit somewhere about 75% towards hot boy without going too far into F-boy. Okay, so knowing all this, I can draw myself a handy dandy diagram like this. Based on my measurements in the rear, I should be able to run a 17-inch wheel that's 9 inches wide with an offset of 23 millimeters and a 2-inch lip. That's gonna look pretty good. In the front, I should be able to fit a 17-inch wheel that's 8 inches wide with a 20 millimeter offset and a 1.5-inch lip. Now begins the hard part. The strenuous journey of sourcing all of these individual parts. I mean, this could take months. Shop Daddy, you want to help me unbox my wheels?
I sure do.
Lug Nuts resident, Formula Drift driver, and Shop Daddy, Adam Knapik. So I got BBS RS's. I know what you're saying, James, you got the same wheels as everyone else with your car. Well, kind of, but no one's gonna have them in the exact same size as mine with all the exact same stuff. I'll get into it. We have 4 BBS RS faces, tray chic. We got some lips.
But just something about putting a brand new lip on it. I mean, that's so pretty. Ooh.
Dude, that looks sick.
So good.
Can't wait till I run these into a curb. There is something more special about the fact that these are old. These are used. My faces came from Dubai.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a flex.
Normally you would source all of these components separately. You know, 2 lips come from one set of wheels and then 2 come from another set of wheels. I actually used this company called Airlift Wheelworks, who've been like super helpful, helping me source all this stuff. But even with professionals who had a lot of stuff in stock, this has taken like 5 months to get all this stuff to our door. And I'm very excited that it's finally here.
The back barrel.
These are flat black to better contrast the wheels and the lips.
That's gonna look sick.
The flat black is gonna make these pop a lot better. And when you're building your own set of wheels from scratch, you get to make all these tiny decisions. It's like an outfit for your car. You also get to decide what color hardware you wanna use to put your wheels together. And I, of course, with gold.
That's sick.
Dude, to match the red interior on my car,
yes.
the OEM BBS center caps. And guess what, Adam?
Oh my God.
They're floaters, dude.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Altogether, these were about $6 grand. If we bought single piece wheels, we could assemble them in 0 seconds. That's true. I looked it up. But we have 3-piece wheels, so let's see how fast we can assemble one. Start the timer. First thing we're gonna do, put our face out on top of our barrel, put our lip on top of our face, bolts. We're just gonna put 5 in a star pattern to get us started.
You're doing great.
Shut up. Bolts in the back. And then we're gonna torque each of these bolts, again, in a star pattern to 18 to 19 pounds. One of the reasons that these wheels are so popular is because they're very strong for how light they are. That's due, 1, to the design. There's as little surface area on this wheel as possible while still maintaining strength. They're also forged as opposed to cast. So cast wheels are melted down and then poured into a mold or a cast. These were never melted down. They're cut out of a single piece of metal so the structure remains intact and therefore they have a lot more strength. That is to say that by today's standards, these are not light. This is 70s technology.
But it's so cool.
But it's so cool. It has that warmth, that certain je ne sais quoi.
The last one, James.
Last bolt.
Let's go. There we go. Ooh. That's good. That's good.
All right, one of the most important parts about a wheel and tire setup is holding air. These wheels have 3 pieces, meaning there are little tiny cracks in between each of them. In order to make them airtight, we need to add a layer of silicone.
That's got a smell.
We're gonna put a thick bead of silicone right in this trench here.
You could be good and generous with it too, because you're just gonna wipe it in and push it in with your finger.
And just push it in?
Yep.
Stinks.
Yeah, it does.
The final step before tires is to install our valve stem. And done. A new world record! Now technically we have to let this silicone cure for 24 hours, then add another layer of silicone, let that cure and add a 3rd layer. In the meantime, we got 3 more wheels to put together, so we better get to it.
It's dark outside already.
Shut! You didn't want the job, you didn't have to take the job. So it's been 2 days, we just got the wheels back from getting the tires mounted, and it's finally time to see if they fit There is some concern about the backs being too big of a tire, so we'll see. I'm a gorilla. Tires look big, too big. There was a lot of debate, multi-day discussion going into picking out what size tires that we wanted to run on these. We went with bigger and meatier. Hopefully we don't regret it, because meatier means less room, that I have to be even more right with my calculations somehow. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if they fit.
Gather round.
It fits.
I felt so relieved. I might have actually done all that math right.
However, I quickly noticed that something's wrong. So the lug nuts don't fit.
No way, dude.
No way, dude. I'll f***ing hang them on the wall. We're running into a little issue. The lug nuts are running into the center bore because the actual holes to put them in are too close, so we can't get it on there.
These centers actually used to be 5x120, but they've been filled and re-drilled, meaning that all the old holes have been filled up and then the new holes have been drilled in. A lot of people are sketched out by this, but if it's done right, it's 100% safe.
Normally we would just like call whoever we sourced them from or whoever did the re-drill, but this video has to go out in less than an hour or we're gonna have to delete the channel. Hey, I can't argue with the government. That's the rules. So we're gonna do something that I don't suggest doing. We're gonna clearance the center a little bit so we can fit a lug nut and a socket in there. This isn't unsafe. It shouldn't affect the balance of the tires at all. It just kind of sucks to mar up such an expensive thing. So much metal coming off of there. Oop.
Does that feel better?
Yeah. Okay, surgery worked. Now we just gotta do it to the other three wheels. All right, this is like the fourth moment of truth. We're gonna put it down onto its own weight and see how these sync up in there. Like, we'll know now. If they fit, then I don't delete the channel and I get to be king of donut for a week.
What up, nerds? It's Cyber Monday, and that means it is your last chance to swoop up 25% off everything site-wide. Go shop fresh restocks and a ton of new items. You gotta hurry though, because the sale ends at midnight tonight. Now, we don't do sales very often, and this is our biggest one of the year. So go to donutmedia.com or click the products on the screen now. It is super easy. It's a brand new feature from YouTube. There's a lot of air fresheners in this car right now.
All right, dropping her down.
Touchdown! Yo, dude. These are so sick, dude! So I'm gonna go ahead and say success. All four wheels are on, the car is on the ground. All that's left to do is hit the streets and flex. To recap, these wheels cost me $6,000. It did take a long time to source these and then get them on the car, but still totally worth it because good things come to those who wait. These wheels aren't gonna make my car any faster, but they're definitely gonna increase my miles per mile. They're old school, classic, timeless, and I love them. I'm so happy. If you're thinking about going on a wheel hunting journey, be patient, do a lot of research, reach out to people with questions. I actually made 3 friends putting these wheels together, so the community is great. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thanks for supporting Donut. I love you.